are. All right, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. And if it's Sunday and you're on the other side of the planet, happy Sunday to you. And today I've got my lovely wife, Mara, here. So if some of you have asked to see her, here she is. And so that's why it's the JeffMara podcast.
Hello, everyone.
It's a secret. Now the secret is out. But only you dedicated people will know this, because I still see in the comments who's Jeff and who's Mara. All right, as you guys know, I've got to set a couple things up. So please bear with me. I have to set a few things up and then I'll get started. And I have to basically do this every time. Okay, so I'll do this, and I'm going to put, for those of you that are wondering, I'm going to put a Discord link in. So let me get that. And where is Discord link? Copy. Okay. Discord. And the link is there. And then on my new channel.
Did you send to John?
And then let me get my new channel real quick, and I think we're almost done. So if you don't know, my new channel is called JeffMara NDE Clips. It's an NDE only channel, and what I'm doing is just putting clips of the NDEs, like just the part where the person talks about the NDE, and I cut out the intro and all the questions. And that's good for people who don't have time to watch, you know, a full hour.
We have to read the comments.
I'll show you that in a second. Copy. And let me put that there and put paste. Okay. And I gotta do one more thing. And then I'll check to see if people are there. All right. Almost. All right, good. So then I can do the video link, and that should be able to get me to watch it. And I'm there. Great. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right. 98 people here already. Great. So I hope we have an amazing day and beat my record of about 400 people. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. That makes my birthday even more special. And we already even have people here. So I guess we should just go ahead and get started. Mary Dawn Pafford, thank you. Linda Johnson, thank you. Penny, thank you. Suzanne, thank you. Amira, thank you. Luke, thank you. Donna, thank you. Hirama, thank you. Karen, thank you. And everybody's here. And Jim is here. I'm not really sure who Jim is, so let's find out. Who is Jim? Suzanne, thank you. All right, Jim. If you're there, make sure you mute the YouTube, because then I'll be echoing. I'm gonna go from there. So, what else is new besides my birthday today? Yesterday, I had a powerful podcast with a man. I recorded this powerful podcast. The guy was abducted when he was 7, and he basically forgot about it, or kind of put it back in, you know, in the back of his mind for about 45 years. And I think he was even forced to not talk about it. And then he and his co-workers saw a UFO, and it brought it all back to him, and it re-stimulated him, and they made a movie of it. So we talked about his movie, and I've seen the trailer to his movie, and the trailer is very nice. So are very well done, very professional. So I think you guys are really gonna like this interview. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so Jim, let's see. I'm not seeing you yet. I may have your oh, here we go. There's Jim. All right, now I'm going to say ask to unmute. Jim, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
Hello, where are you Zooming from?
Michigan.
Michigan. What's going on in Michigan?
Spring finally.
Spring finally. We're already in summer here. It's hotter than it's supposed to be. In Texas, it's crazy hot.
Texas.
I wish I was in Michigan right now with you.
Actually, I wish I was in Texas where it was a little warmer.
I don't know. I don't know if you'd like 105, 106.
I'd deal with it somehow.
You deal with it. So what do you got to share with us today?
Actually, I'm brand new to your channel. I just discovered you within the last week and a half or so.
Well, welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't really know what the chat was all about, but I'm here. And
so what I do is on Saturdays, anybody can join me for about 10 minutes and share their experiences. So, and people from all over the world pop in and share what's going on or what's happened to them. So if you like, you are welcome to, you have something you'd like to share with us.
actually, I'll sit back and enjoy the ride this time around, but thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for popping in. I appreciate you watching and stopping by. All right, take care. Have a good weekend.
Can I turn on here?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, he's already gone anyways. Okay.
Maybe I will do my computer.
Whatever's comfortable.
I can't hear.
Well, if you plug in there, sorry, 1 second, guys. So my wife is used to you sitting at her computer, but now she's next to mine, and you just plug it in the back just like that one. And so she's kind of trying to get set up over here.
Maybe I can do this. It's okay.
Okay. All right. So Rhonda, I believe, is next. Rhonda, then Amira. She used to be sitting at her computer, but now she's next to mine.
That's your ass fault.
Asked to start video.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta turn this volume down.
Oh, your volume sounds okay. That was a fast one. Linda, yes, it was. But it was his first time here, and I don't think he was knowing what was going on. But maybe we'll get a longer one from him next time. There you are. So it looks like you're, are you there?
I can hear you now. I can't see you.
Oh, I see you. And it looks like you're for Team Johnny Depp.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. There.
You have an opinion on the Johnny Depp trial. You're for Team Johnny Depp.
Well, Jeff, you have watched me ever since last year.
Right.
I've been sitting on Johnny's lap, and he hasn't put a hand on me.
Oh my, that's true. Wow.
And the dog said he didn't do it.
Uh-oh.
But I'm a Johnny Depp fan, you know.
Have you considered going to Virginia to support him?
I thought about it. It's kind of a long drive from here.
Yeah, it is a long drive, yes.
So I was thinking, happy birthday,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
And
Thank you.
was
Thank
that
you.
your beautiful wife, Mara?
That's her. That is Mara. That's the other part of JeffMara podcast.
Nice. Hi, Mara.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, I was trying to think of something I could sing, and I was like, happy birthday, and then I could sing, where's that horse? Can you see him?
Oh, yeah.
Home on the Range. I don't know if there's any copyright on Home on the Range.
I don't know. Actually, there is maybe on Happy Birthday. Someone owns the copyright to that song. Did you know that?
No!
I think it was two women who... My wife says hi. I'm pretty sure that song was written by two women 100 years ago or more, and it's copyrighted. That's why, like, if you go to a restaurant like I don't know, the Olive Garden or something, and they all make up their own happy birthday songs because that song is a copyrighted song.
Just out of curiosity, let me ask you if this one is "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Could be.
All I see is root, root, root for my Cubbies.
For your
If
Cubbies.
they don't win, it's a shame. Cause it's, yeah, you know the rest.
I know the rest. We don't, I don't, where I live, we have like one of those AA or AAA teams, but here it's so hot here. It's like not even fun to go watch baseball.
Ah, yeah, I understand. I used to live in Florida and till I thought I was getting cooked alive and headed for the mountains.
Right. So yesterday I had an amazing podcast with this guy who was abducted when he was 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be a really good one. He's really it was a kind of a powerful podcast. I hope you guys are going to like it tomorrow when I post it.
Yeah,
if you like
sure.
alien abductions.
Yeah, well, it's might be good, something good to know. You never know.
Even this morning, I recorded another NDE, so that should be up for you guys on Monday.
All right. It's been a great week last week again. Yeah, Dr.
Kumar.
How do you say exactly. Yeah, that was really interesting. I've been putting a lot of comments this week because I've been through a lot and I've survived a lot of crazy things, injuries, motorcycle accident. So
have you ever had a medical miracle?
I would say Dr. Ray Hack, who bolted my wrist together from Florida. I had a firefighting injury in 2001, wildland firefighting. Had 2 torn ligaments in my wrist and had to fight the feds to get my benefits and surgery for 4.5 years.
Wow.
Thank you to my federal government. Anyways, so I did get surgery and they my wrist is bolted together, 4 little titanium screws. Meanwhile, my neck was a little stiff this morning because federal work comp didn't cover my neck injury. So anyways, I might have to come and see you one day, Jeff, and have you straighten out my neck a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't even have what's so funny is I sold it when I guess nobody knows really my story, but part of my story was I've got super successful in children's videos, and by 2014 I was super successful and I closed my office and I sold basically everything. I don't even have a chiropractic table anymore, and I kind of wish I did. I want to buy like a portable one where I could fold it up and put it in the closet so I can adjust my family. Wow, thank you very much. Jesus Loves. Who gave me that? Sorry, someone popped in. Someone gave me a very nice donation from Barbara Giddesis. Donna May. Barbara, thank you so much. Thank you. So yeah, I don't even have a table anymore, but I should buy one of these days, and so I can fold it up and put it in the closet. Yes.
I can't see myself real good today, but I think I'm in the...
You're perfectly in the frame.
Okay,
You're
good.
In the frame today. So while I'm
how are things in Texas? Is it getting warm?
Crazy hot. 105, 106. It's too hot.
My goodness.
Let me tell you guys what's going on this week. I have someone tomorrow. Let's see. I have an NDE on Tuesday. I think a famous person. An NDE on Wednesday. And another woman that's pretty popular on YouTube. I don't know if you've heard Karen Swain out of Australia. I think she runs a lot of Facebook NDE channels. So I have 3 NDEs in a row so far scheduled. And I've talked to her publicist or her agent. You remember the movie E.T., right? You've seen the movie The Mother in E.T.? Her name is Dee Wallace. She's like a channeler or something. and I'm supposed to have her in June, I think. We talked about it, but it's not all confirmed yet, so that's pretty
Can I
cool.
say?
Maybe we'll talk about maybe we'll talk about the real ET and Stephen and hiding ET in the closet.
Yeah, we had a cool day in last couple days here in Montana.
That's nice. I wish I was there from about now until September. I need to get
snowed yesterday.
It snowed. It would be okay. I need to get a summer house away from here.
Come on up, Jeff.
Has anybody out there got an extra place we can stay for the summer up north to get out of the heat?
You can come to my house, Jeff.
Yeah. I don't know if you can handle our whole family, though.
How many?
4, 5 with the dog. Mm-hmm.
Well, as long as he gets along with my dog.
As long as our dog gets along with your dog, we'll be okay.
Your dog is cute. That's right, your little white dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's his name?
Her name is Mika.
Mika.
And she needs a haircut. She's down there.
Oh.
Mika was sick the other day, and I almost was going to ask everybody to pray for Mika, and I was going to put a picture of her. But I ultimately just ended up taking her to the vet, and she got some kind of stomach virus or something and got her some medication, and luckily she's back to normal now. I thought about that.
I'm a funny about, I'm really sensitive about dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I could be watching TV, watching some crazy movie, and everybody's getting blown up, and I'm okay with it. No tears yet. But someone kicks the dog.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'll be crying.
Crying. All right, Rhonda. Well, I'm gonna go to the next person. I've got someone waiting on me, but thanks for popping in. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday!
Thank you very much.
Enjoy
Thank you
it.
much. Thank you
Have a
very
good
much.
day.
All right, you take care.
Bye-bye.
Don't report. All right. So, Mika's here. See, she's got, the last time we showed her, she just got a haircut and she was like, shaved down really close. But now she's growing out and she's getting really fluffy. She looks like a lot heavier than she is because she's so fluffy, but it's just all fluff. It's not like, when you shave her or give her a bath, she looks like all skin and bones, but now she's just a fluffy dog. So, all right, let's get Amira in. Admit. She looks like a lot heavier than she is because she's so fluffy, but it's just all. Amira, nice to see you again.
It's nice to see you.
How's everything going?
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, so excited. I've been thinking about you for the last few weeks, and I thought,
really?
This is the day. I'm going to call in.
Oh, great. I'm glad you did. What have you been up to?
I've been busy. I've been really busy doing some trainings and doing mentoring and preparing for my trip to Egypt this fall.
Oh, awesome. Have you been to Egypt before?
This will be my 13th trip. Yes.
Wow. Where in Egypt are you going to go?
Well, the whole country. We're going to go from top to bottom. Yeah. We're doing a Nile cruise, and we've already got great pyramid private time for meditation planned. So that's always a pivotal moment. It will be on the full moon eclipse on November, I think it's 7th or 6th of the end of this year. So the energy is building,
that's
the moment.
Amazing. Do you think that's the best way if you want to tour Egypt is if you go up and down the Nile, you can hit like all the different cities with all the different, ruins and stuff, right?
Well, we have a strategic plan. So it is a spiritual journey. So we will go to the various temples and have private time, or at least try to, because it's so busy there now and it's so commercialized. So we're going to have special ceremonies for our group. But the Nile cruise, we get off it's a small river type cruise ship. It's not an ocean liner.
Right.
So yes, we will get off. There's 3 nights and we'll visit the temples and then we'll get back on. So cruising the Nile, I tell you, I never had such incredible dreams as I did when I was cruising the Nile.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like off the charts. Yeah.
Now since you've been there, do you believe, like ancient alien shows that they've had help with aliens building all that stuff, or do you think they
Jeff,
did it on their own?
I don't watch a lot of shows about that. Having had a personal experience inside the Great Pyramid several times, and when I was meditating and tuning into what it was, I remember the very first time I knew that it was a generator and that it was opening a portal. And I felt like it was a portal and some sort of energy device where it either linked up or downloaded, or perhaps a technology that went both ways, like the beam me up Scotty kind of technology. That's exactly what I felt. Now, was it in physical form or is it energetic? I'm not sure about that. I had an incredible meditation there one time where, and it's funny, it's your birthday. So this is so profoundly divinely orchestrated, because we each spend some time in the great sarcophagus inside the chamber. And it's not my belief that there was ever any king or pharaoh that was buried there. I believe it was for ceremonial purposes only. So it's a granite half-cart sarcophagus. There's no lid for it. So we get in and we just lay there, and our group will chant Om around it while each of us has our personal experience.
Oh, wow.
And in that moment, while they were all chanting Om, and the acoustics inside the Great Pyramid has never been replicated in any auditorium on the planet. And I can't remember how it was measured, et cetera, but they had sound experts measuring it. So you can just imagine this cosmic reverberation of Om, Om, Om. So what I saw were these masters. They started descending a staircase and they came down, and my heart was just overflowing. I felt this rush of love and bliss. And I thought, oh, it's like it's my birthday. They're coming to celebrate me. And then the line that descended split in 2. And they said to me, and they were identical. One, they said, do you follow the masters of the light or the masters of the dark? And that is a profound lesson that I carry with me today, because they looked the same. So I often question, people's interpretations of beings, our filter system, our maybe our lack or inability as a human to truly comprehend the vastness of these beings beyond. So even what ancient aliens say about that, I don't know. So I don't want to be programmed.
Well, there is a guy, I don't know why I can't remember his name. I used to watch his channel from time to time, and he's even been a guest on Ancient Aliens, but he's a guy that leads tours in Egypt and shows you all the stuff in Egypt where he shows you see this rock here, you can see how they must have used a giant saw and they cut it and the saw slipped and it went and grind.
Shaw?
Not him, no.
Okay.
But if you may know him, but anyways, yeah, he shows like all these different things about the way things are built, and I think he lives in South America, so he shows a lot of South American stuff where the megalithics there, and he has great videos, like the megalithic stones are there, and then he said the Indians you can see they built on top of it, not as good as the originals, but it looks a lot better, and then he shows you, okay, up on top of that's where the Spanish came, and the Spanish job is the worst job. They just slapped everything together.
Yeah, you see some of that happening in Egypt too, in the various towns. But I guess after being there so many times, and my purpose is for spiritual initiation, and we take people through like the ancient mystery schools, and it's a personal inside journey. So yes, we explore the megalithic aspects and the architecture, etc. But for me and my journey, that hasn't been the focus.
Right.
You know, even just going there and feeling it and being and walking, you know, with the masters and remembering your soul, you know, calling and your perhaps even lifetimes being there. So it's pretty, it's beyond words many times. You know, the words don't really accurately describe it.
Now, you're going with a tour, or are you leading?
I'm leading the group.
Oh, you're
I'm
leading the group. Wow.
Yeah, myself and another co-host, Mary Lamondo.
Oh,
and
cool.
Mary Lamondo is an Egyptologist herself, and she is a astrologer. So she will carry with her the astrology of it, and her lineage is the Hathors. I'm connected more with the Sekhmet energy of the goddess lineage. And so, and my spirit mediumship and my mentoring, we're going to team up and guide people through the mystery school, basically.
Cool. So if somebody wants to go on the tour, how do they, you got a website up?
Go to my website, yes, amirahall.com, and there's a tab there for the Egypt tour, and they can check it out. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember what podcast number we did together?
I don't.
We did a podcast together.
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
one with
it was
Amir,
great.
and I thought we talked about Egypt, because as you said that, it was coming back to me.
It was way back in March, though, so it feels like forever ago, right? I mean,
Well,
I can't
especially
remember.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, for me too. And you're in the thick of it, just rolling along with incredible guests. I just want to say that so many people reached out to me. It was so
awesome.
it just warmed my heart beyond what you can imagine. And so many times I wanted to call you and thank you, for that interview and the time. And everybody has such high regards for you. And so many people were expressing their love, probably that they never reach out and tell you that. I just want you to know you're making a huge impact.
Thank you.
And
yes.
It was such a pleasure and honor to be with you.
Oh, well, thank you. It was a pleasure to be with you as well. And I'm happy you came back. The great thing is that I'm glad to see you. You know, I meet people every day, and 99% of them I never see again. I make a connection with them together during the podcast, and then our paths usually don't cross again. Occasionally, like this, it's nice to see.
Yeah, I made
again.
a special effort because I know you put so much energy into this. I know what it goes, what I think I know, but a tremendous amount of energy. And I'm feeling the love that you put out and put into it. And you do it with such grace. You're such an incredible interviewer. So, it's your birthday. And I thought I would just express that. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So, it's a labor of love. I mean, it's a lot of work, but I love it. And
yes,
it is, I usually don't, as you know, and because you've been a guest, that I generally don't talk about myself. I try to make the podcast all about the guests, and I just ask questions, but I don't give my opinions. I want everybody to make their own opinions. My opinion doesn't matter. Guys can make your own opinions, and I don't really want to, talk about me. I'm here to talk about the guests like you. So, but on these Saturday nights, you may, if you want to know something about me, when there's nobody here like you and me, then I have to talk about something until the next person shows. So then I end up talking about myself.
Well, and I have been on interviewed on a lot of podcasts, and that's the problem sometimes is the host and the guest. There's some, if the host is hosting their show, they want to feature their work, and that's why they're doing it. They're promoting their work. So there gets to be what I call energetic competition. And I witness that energetically, but you do a fantastic job. And all the people that communicated to me, they always said that Jeff doesn't say anything about himself, and he just interviews the guests. So everybody does see that, and they value that. They admire that. Right.
And it's actually a little bit cooler to be mysterious, where you don't know. This is the first time they've seen my wife. I don't know if you saw her earlier, but
yes, I did. She's gorgeous.
Thank you. And most people I see in the comments, because they still say, people who come on Saturday nights mostly know, oh, thank you to Jeff and Mara. And I'll see in the comments, who's Mara? I thought his last name is Mara,
Yeah.
So they get confused. But all right,
I think she's wearing a red dress, and I don't know what this is, but I have been seeing cardinals every time I go for my walk every morning. And today I probably saw about 16 cardinals, you know, that red bird.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So today I was sitting here working on my sofa, and something told me to just look up. And I looked, I've got some blinds over the window on my balcony, and there's a little crack. And I looked up, I thought, is that something red? Was that something there? And there was a cardinal sitting right on the corner of the building, and I had a glimpse of it. And just as I kept watching it, then it flew away. So I know they're calling and giving me messages. And I'm just wondering if you would like a message.
Yeah, why not? Do you want to give me one? Sure.
So let's see. They're showing me a crown on your head. And I don't know if you had the birthday celebration or the crown, but there's something going on with your crown chakra or your crown, or you taking a step in, like taking a step up, seniority. You mentioned you're starting another podcast, but I feel like there's a next level for you. So whether this is an energetic step or an actual crown, I can't quite see, but you're showing me that you've sort of adjusted some things and you're refining that, but you're getting some stronger connections on your next step. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it sure does. And I hope you're right. I mean, I want to take this podcast to the next level. And
okay, so I see that. And I do see the alignment, and I see the creative juices, like there's 3 rings in the crown chakra. Most people don't talk about that, but those rings for you look like, I don't know what it was that you did. It's almost like you cleared off some rust or some stagnant energy, and all of a sudden the juices started flowing.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah, so good job. Yeah,
good,
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're taking a big step, so it's exciting. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Amira. Thank you for joining me. And don't be a stranger. Come back again.
I won't. I'd be happy to. Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, Mara.
Oh, she's gone. All right, that was Amira. I wish I could tell you what number podcast we had together, but that was somewhere in March. So she says, and I'll take her word for it. And we have TJ here.
Do you see me? Do you hear me?
I see you and hear you. Hello, TJ. Welcome.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello. Hi. Where are you Zooming from today?
Merida, Mexico.
Wow, Merida,
it's like
Mexico.
The land of the Maya.
The land of the Maya. Is that near Cancun, or where is that?
Yeah, it's 5 hours away. It's in the same peninsula as Cancun, the Yucatan Peninsula.
Yeah,
we're 5 hours away from Cancun, going the opposite direction from the Caribbean.
Cool. You don't sound like you're from Mexico, are you?
I'm not from Mexico. I'm just here right now. It's my home base, but I grew up I was born in the Philippines, and I also grew up in Australia.
Okay, I was trying to place the accent. I can hear the Australia. Do you speak Tagalog? Because
yes,
it seems Tagalog is pretty close to Spanish, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So that's really good and helpful for me right now, because I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, although I grew up with a lot of Spanish. I'm actually half Spanish, but from Spain. My dad's side, they're from Spain.
Oh, cool. So what are you doing down in Mexico? You said your home base.
Well, right now, my husband and I, we have 2 sons.
Oh, great.
Just decided to escape Melbourne. We were living in Melbourne. And kind of just got really toxic how things are going there. It's the most locked down city. It used to be the most livable city. And we had some options of other places to go. So my husband's from California, and I myself became American citizen when I was working there with, I did archaeology there. That's the bulk of my archaeological work.
Wow.
It was done with the Native Americans in California, like all in the Southwest and then on the West Coast. But anyway, yeah, we just thought, let's check out Mexico because it seems to be a bit of a freedom haven right now for families. Specifically, this town, Merida, is really safe, surprisingly. It's actually named the second safest city in North America, which was shocking to me. But we were also craving adventure, and the fact that we'd be in Maya Mundo territory was just too hard to pass up. So that's why we're here. And I'm trying to further some of my own personal research and exploration of the ancient Maya. And right now, specifically, my focus with my business is on ancient healing wisdom. So getting to incorporate that while I'm here and learning more about that.
You know, we were talking, we may be something that you may be totally against or totally not against. I was speaking earlier with Amira about, you know, the other theories of the Egyptian pyramids. And I don't know if you know of the guy, gosh, I can't remember. I was going to have him as a guest one time and I just felt like the audience wasn't ready. But the guy that wrote the book of, gosh, what's his name? About all the archaeology that doesn't fit with archaeology. Do you know what I'm talking about? Forbidden archaeology. So what is your opinion on that kind of stuff? Are you an alternative archaeologist, or do you?
Yes. Well, I would have to say yes. That's actually the area of that's been my focus and my interest, and that people come to me for. How can I say? I'm not an academic archaeologist. Like I did my bachelor's, which was actually a bachelor's pretty much in archaeology. There was a specific school for that in Australia, in Melbourne, where I grew up. So it was fantastic to be able to go to a really, really good school with a really good focus on archaeology. Like I didn't have to study under the School of Anthropology, although of course I did some anthro subjects. But and then I did my honors, but I don't know, I just had a yearning to start traveling, and so I did. And I realized, I don't know if I fit in with a lot of mainstream archaeological, I don't know, thought and just the way they practice. Although I did work in it for a long time, but the work I did was, you know, it was actually, it's called cultural resource management. So for a long time, I worked with Native groups, helping them to mitigate impact of industrial development, really. So you could do that kind of work, or you could go down the academic research path. And I kind of fell in more the tech, you know, being on the field, and did that. And then I also found myself really exploring ancient mysteries that didn't fit. And then I kept stumbling upon how, you know, it was either leading me towards something like Atlantis or Lemuria, or you know, off-planet intervention. And if I had maintained you know, working within mainstream, that would have been really hard. Eventually I'd be ostracized, isolated, or just kicked out, because we all know how it is. And but yeah, instead I actually worked on a documentary. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's called Ancient Tomorrow. It's just a little known independent documentary where a group. Pardon?
I'm sorry, I don't, but it doesn't, just because I don't know it, that doesn't mean anything.
It's okay. It was released in 2012, and basically we were a team of, like, you know, just young intrepid explorers. I was the archaeologist in the team, and the whole idea of Ancient Tomorrow was asking the question, are pyramids power plants or some kind of energy devices, earth energy amplifiers? And we worked with a few experts, you know, interviewed them and got sort of leads and direction from them, such as Stephen Mailer, Brian Forster, and all right,
I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you right there. It's so funny. the last guest I was just talking about, I said there's a YouTube channel I like to watch, and he shows how the pyramids have been built by machinery. And I said, I can't remember his name. And now you just said his name, Brian Forrester.
Yeah, Brian Forrester. Yeah, he's worked largely out of Peru and really given a platform for the anomalous Paracas skulls that have been found out there, as well as the very anomalous engineering that we see in stonework out of the ancient cultures of Peru. So yeah, it's been fantastic being able to, you know, work with him. We try to. I also was involved in a few other sort of separate offshoot groups that were trying to really ask these questions about anomalous archaeology and megalithics and artifacts. So
let me ask you this. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me ask you this. Brian, and I have not been able to find that video on his channel, but I'm pretty sure it was Brian that had a video, and it was in South America, and it was like it was an aqueduct, water traveling through this rock aqueduct, and it ended in a waterfall. And the amazing thing was you would touch the end of the waterfall and the water would just kind of turn into a trickle. And then you would touch the waterfall again and it would start pouring out of the waterfall. And I don't know if he knows. I don't know if anybody knows how that works. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know the specific location, but what you're talking about makes sense to me in the as far as the concept of running water creates an electrical current.
Right.
And in my research, looking at a lot of these ancient megalithic sites, the common ingredients for all of them are stone, water, or a body of water, sometimes unseen, like a aquifer, and just, you know, the natural elements. So wind, you know, fire, just weather, basically. Mm-hmm. And being placed on, this is debatable sometimes, but being placed on an earth energy vortex point, or some people call it an earth chakra or an earth acupuncture point. Mm-hmm. And this can be detected through different methods, sometimes with dowsing rods, sometimes with EMF readers, but there is known telluric energy running through the surface of the earth. And anyway, so that's really interesting how you said when you touch the water, so it's almost like breaking the circuit or interrupting a circuit.
Right.
And it had an effect on the current. So wherever you have running water, we found that there's an earth and there's a electrical current. And that was important. And, you know, we were just really minimally funded, like our team in Ancient Tomorrow. So we wanted to further our research, but after we had filmed that documentary, it was honestly like a really huge feat for us, and it took a lot out of us. We all had to take a break, and I would love to continue that sort of work and we weren't able to, but there was so many hypotheses that we came up, such as that one, that's actually, if you had the wherewithal and you had the resources, quantifiable, if you could collect the data and, you know, and spend some time out there having a look at these places with ancient features. And some of them blend right into the natural, you know, just through the natural environment that you might not realize.
Right.
Hang on, this is an actual archaeological feature. Someone has engineered this.
Right.
And it's thousands and thousands of years old. So it's now overgrown with vegetation or outcropping and whatnot. So it just doesn't look like anything. But once you start studying all these different sites all over the world, from ancient past traditions, you start to kind of pick up on the common denominators. And one of them for me is silica. So any kind of stone material containing silica, which is a crystal compound, is almost in every one of them. And to me, that is key. That is so key, because the ancients understood the power of crystals in a way that many people, especially since, the New Age movement and metaphysical studies understand today, but perhaps it goes even deeper, like into quantum energy, quantum energy, quantum fields,
right,
and that sort of thing. Because anywhere you have crystal, you can have a piezoelectric effect,
right,
which is kind of transduction of energy fields, electrical fields, and then also it stores memory. That's the other thing, which is something that Stephen and Evan Strong from the Forgotten Origin crew and our upcoming web conference really, really has stumbled upon in their amazing research, which is so independent and so far off what you might ever encounter in the mainstream narrative, I guess. So, but it's not new. People have been looking at this, and it just kind of falls on the fringe and becomes called pseudoscience or fringe science. But really, how fringe is it if it's been around for so long, and you have ancient cultures referring to it in oral tradition, in archaeological record, as well as rock art, things like that. So
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm gonna have to run here in a second, TJ.
No worries.
But I had it's funny, when you first started, I think, wow, she should meet Stephen and Evan Strong. And then I realized, wait, she is with Stephen and Evan Strong.
Yes.
And then I finally put it all together. But you guys are having a big online, I think it's called Alien Ancestry, right?
Yes.
It's Alien Ancestry, and I think if you want to find out more about it, it's alienancestry.com. Right?
It's called ouralienancestry.com.
Right.
And it's a web conference that we have once a month. This month it's on May 28th if you're in North America, so in the Northern Hemisphere, and then it will be May 29th. I've got it confused. May 28th in the Northern Hemisphere, and then the Southern Hemisphere is the 29th.
Right.
But it's an all-day conference, and it also has instant replay, which is really great for each segment of each speaker. So yeah, check it out. We talk about like the Stephen and Evan, they'll be coming up soon, so they'll tell you what they're going to be talking about, and I'll also be talking about my work.
Cool.
And I'm doing an honor, sort of a memory and honorarium to Dr. Carmen Bolter, who did the Pyramid Code.
Cool.
So I'll be speaking about that.
Well, when my audience, my audience is growing. My core audience is with near-death experiencers and kind of alien abduction stuff, but my audience is growing into other, I don't know if alternative is the right word, but alternative things, like angels and myths and legends and stuff like that. And I think that once I get a big enough audience, I would like to have you back as a full episode. So I'll have, I'll maybe connect with you at some point later.
Yeah, I would love that, Jeffrey. I'd be happy to share. That sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, TJ, for stopping by. Have a great conference.
You're welcome. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so Alien Ancestry. We've had them on. I did a full podcast with Stephen and Evan Strong a long time ago about Lemuria and Atlantis, and about some jewelry that was alleged to be from Atlantis and Lemuria. And I chit-chat with them from time to time. I think they popped on a month or two ago and talked about it. They do a monthly thing. And so they may be stopping by to say hello tonight. And we're up to 256 people. And I wanted to say again, thank you, Barbara, for the super thanks. I appreciate that. My chat's working really weird here. I can't update my chat or something. Hide chat. Maybe if I restart my page, I can figure it out so I can keep up with the chat. I couldn't really watch that. There we go. So yeah, there's other people. Wow, someone donated. Amira Hall. Wow, thank you very much, Amira. I didn't even see that till now, so thank you very much for that. And Lily Jane, thank you also for that. Super thanks. Thank you very much. And Cindy is almost there. It's interesting. I don't know if she knows we're watching her. We just see like her mirror. Oh, wait. Maybe she's back. Okay, and I still can't get my chat to work over here. There we go. All right, perfect. This is Cindy Dillon. Her audio isn't on yet. I don't even know if she's on. I don't think she knows that she's live with us. She may not realize that. But it's almost there. So anyways, so while we're doing, now we talked last time about another item that is on my desk for you guys to remote view. It's here on my desk. I'm going to show it to you shortly. Oh, she's gone. I want to give you a chance to write in the chat, what do you think it is? You can say, if you want to, I think it's fair if you at least get the color and the shape right. Amanda, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. The shape and the color, maybe, if you can get the shape and the color, you're halfway there. I don't expect anybody to remote view exactly the object that I have, but I have the object on my desk. Who? Oh, and Lucas, thank you very, very much for the super thanks. I appreciate that. It's here on my desk. I'm going to show it, but I want to give you guys a chance to write what shape and color it is. So at least you can, you can say that, hey, I got the right color, or I got the right shape, or I got both. So we'll see. And again, if you guys are new to the Saturday night or new to the podcast, in the description below is a link to Discord. And Discord is kind of like Facebook, but a little bit different. And you can go there and hang out with like-minded people. The way it works is you go to discord.com and it's all free. You set up a free profile and then people have rooms. And I have my own JeffMara podcast rooms. And then you just click on that link, which is in the description, and that gets you into my rooms. And once you're there, you can post stuff, you can chit chat with each other with voice and or audio. There's even some rooms there where people do free stuff like free tarot readings and I think free energy work and stuff. So it's a cool place, and it's there. You may want to check it out. All right, Cindy is back. We'll see if she can get in. Also in there is my new NDE only channel for those of you that love NDEs, and they're short NDEs. And what I mean by that is I just take out, most of my videos are an hour long, and usually within the first 5 to 20 minutes, the guest tells their NDE. So I cut out the intro and I cut out everything after the NDE, and I just give you that clip of the NDE only. And so that's what's there. And so if you're the person that you want to watch NDEs, but you don't have an hour to invest, but you do have 5 to 10 minutes or so, and you want to watch them, they're there. And so I'm slowly building up that channel. I've been kind of putting some new ones in, as well as going through my back catalog and cutting those out and putting them there. And so a lot of you also may be new and not even realize some of these videos are there, or who I've had as guests. So you might want to go back and check them out. You were thinking of William Henry, Amira Hall. Amira, what's so funny is, I don't know if you were watching, but I just was thinking of Brian Forrester. And I don't know if you just saw the last girl, TJ. She mentioned Brian, and then I said, that's who I was talking about, Brian Forrester. Okay, so Cindy is here. She was here. Let's see if she'll be back. Where is Cindy? Cindy may be having trouble. You guys are, oh, okay. So while we're waiting, everybody's put stuff up. This is what it is, a red book. It's kind of like a diary, right? A notebook diary. So if you chose red, if you chose rectangle, you were right. Keith said square, so I mean, it's close. You could almost say square. He said orange. It was kind of close. Square. I see some squares. Spiral. 5. Nope, not that. Rusty. Let's see who else. Anybody else did a birthday cake? No. I see myself on TV though. That's kind of cool. In Cindy's room. So that was it. That was it. If you guys want to do it again for next week, you let me know and I'll find something else to put on my desk. And I'm in San Antonio, Texas, because I think sometimes knowing where you're going to remote view, as far as remote viewing goes, you know, I don't know if they call it a target or what, but knowing where your target is helpful, if almost necessary. So what I'm going to do, Cindy, is I'm not kicking you out. What I'm going to do is put you back in the waiting room while you're getting set up. So you're there. I will get back to you. And right now, I'm going to bring on our most dedicated contributor here, Mr. Cake, who has not missed one podcast since the beginning. And it's funny because I was trying to think, how long have I been doing this? And has it been a year? I'm not sure if it's a year or not. And by the way, to everybody who's told me happy birthday, thank you all for the birthday wishes. Senior Cake.
Well, hello there.
How are you today?
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. You know, we've got a new movie coming up called I Hide Up in the Desert for 20 years.
You're on Tatooine?
Make sure to see the next movie, Obi-2 Kenobi and Obi-3 Kenobi. Milking the cash cow. We'll be drinking green milk. You know, it's been mixed with cash because that's what we need.
Oh man, imagine if you had
Tatooine, darling, it's wonderful out here. We're targeting wombats. It's so fun.
It sounds amazing, but your video is lagging. I think now you're in real time. What if you were
Sorry, darling. I live in a group home. That's not exactly the best internet you've ever seen.
What if you were Obi-Wan Kenobi the second?
So they wanted Obi-Wan Kenobi and Obi-2 Kenobi and Obi-3 Kenobi coming out in theaters soon. So make sure to go see them. Disney needs more money. Darling, your wife is actually wonderful. I saw her earlier and she's fabulous.
Thank you.
So they wanted me to sing something, so I came up with something.
All right. Sing away.
I see friends walking by saying, how do you do? They're really saying, happy birthday to you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you. I thought maybe you would have sang me happy birthday as the Donald. Or Donald would have gave me something.
Big birthday bash. We're going to have the biggest birthday bash you've ever seen. Someone else requested Christopher Walken. This is nuts. We've never seen anything like this before. It's just crazy.
Who is your favorite? Who is your favorite person to impersonate?
I don't really. I told you I like people that are kind of over the top because I like being absurd.
Yeah.
You know, like the Beatles, man. We wrote a song back in the '60s called "Orange Man Bad," but everyone just thought it was a drug reference. Like stay off the orange drugs. But we're worrying about Trump, man. Back in the '60s, we were so high all the time, drugged out, we couldn't focus on anything. So, John brought his son's finger paintings in, and we said, let's just do a song based off that. So that's how we came up with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. We just completely, everyone thought it was an LSD reference, but it's totally coincidental that we were on LSD while we were writing the song. That wasn't planned out or anything.
Have you seen that movie Nowhere Boy about the life of John Lennon as a young lad?
I've seen clips of it.
Yeah, I've kind of seen that too. I've watched a bunch of clips on YouTube about it. It looks like a really interesting movie. That is,
Yeah,
if you're a
if it was
Beatle
free,
fan.
maybe I'd watch it.
I don't know if you're a Beatle fan or not, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're okay. I like them.
You like them?
It's not like I'm stuck on one. You know, I'm all over. Like right now, I'm listening to like psychedelic music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's like the tooltip is like mushrooms, and it's like that's what I'm listening to right now.
I need to go back and find this. You've been with me that long. There was a guest I had a long time ago that he listens to a certain type of music, drum and bass music. I can't remember what drum and bass music it is. I could probably eventually find it. But he says when you listen to this drum and bass music, it's really fast and it does something to your brain, and it's almost like you have an out-of-body experience or something. And he called it something. And he said he'd walk around his house, maybe with it cranked in his headphones really loud and cleaning the house or doing something, and it would just like take him to another world or something. Do you recall that podcast that I had? It's got to be like a year ago or more. It was with a male, so that's all I remember.
I don't know, but music does affect people. And I know we've talked about binaural beats.
Binaural beats, yeah.
I always listen to, I put on this droning. It's this, you know, it's nothing like too, to help sleep. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a droning, you know, so it's kind of drones out and if you helps if you use earbuds too, kind of blocks out sound, because if you live in a group home, it can be really loud and
it's almost like white noise.
Yeah, but a peaceful white noise.
Now, of my week this week, have you had a favorite podcast this week?
You know, I love them all. You know, like I know I should go look back and see which ones I like, but the last one was good.
Well, okay. So, the one that she had seizures, I always thought that was kind of cool that during her seizure, she just asked God, okay, if this is the way I'm supposed to live my life, then I accept that. But if not, can you please heal me?
And she mentioned the Grim Reaper, and
well, she used the word angel of death, but the angel of death was actually kind and nice. It wasn't scary.
Oh yeah. It's not like a scary thing, but it's like someone that shows up after you die, kind of. Mm-hmm. And I did this. So what I do is they call it remote viewing. It's like you wait till you get into a stage where your mind can kind of wander and create imagery, and then you say, okay, what happened at the scene? So what happened at, let's say, Bob Saget's death? And I got like, it's like there was a female demon there, like, because people are wondering, was he murdered? Or and then I did really like weird. After someone's death. Yeah, and I do after someone's death, like, did they go to heaven? Did they go to hell? And I kind of just go with it and just see what happens.
There's a guy on YouTube that does spirit boxes where he talks to all these dead celebrities, and there was one of them, he was talking to Bob Saget.
I did on Bob Saget to see if he went to heaven, and I believe he went to heaven. So I just, in my mind, I just see what happened at his death. Where did he go? There was another guy who was a well-known like atheist debater, and I did one on him, and like I think the Grim Reaper showed up after he died and said, you know, he didn't, because like atheists don't believe that anything happens when you die, so they don't think they're dead. And then so the Grim Reaper shows up and says, hey, you died, you got to go somewhere, you got to go through a portal. You can't just, you know, sit there.
You know, people ask me from time to time, you know, are you going to write a book? When are you going to write a book? And usually I'm just saying, you know, I'm just not ready yet. And I recorded a podcast today, and and I feel like I'm still learning stuff myself, and I'm like putting the pieces of the puzzle together. But I had a woman today that kind of basically went to hell in the beginning of her NDE and then got out. And what happened is her appendix burst, and they didn't know that her appendix already burst. She was in the hospital in tremendous pain, and they couldn't figure out what happened. And she was slowly dying. And finally they figured it out. But I don't remember if she went unconscious or what happened, but she went to this hell-like place. But I really thought, and they had her loaded up on medication just for the pain. And so she wound, and she pretty easily got out of hell, and I'll save that for the podcast. But what I found interesting, I never thought about that. And, I've had a handful of guests who have had hellish experiences. And one of the pieces of puzzles I feel like is when people end up, having an NDE on alcohol, drugs, or heavy medication, that may put you into that place because that stuff lowers your vibration, lowers your frequency, and that's why you end up there. Any thoughts on that?
There's also a phenomenon called sleep paralysis, and for some reason that is always frightening. Like you see I've seen the Grim Reaper, I've seen aliens, demon, like the space aliens from Star Wars. I mean, and it's always at least mildly, and I've heard, Satan has taunted me, or demons have taunted me.
Right.
And then if you start praying, they go, God can't hear you. And it's like a really scary voice. And it's like, why isn't there positive sleep paralysis moments? And it's always like at least mildly kind of disturbing.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I think from people I've talked to that can be very frightening. So what's up with Monique right now? If you guys don't know, Stephen has a spirit that's always with him. Her name is Monique. She can move his hands, head. She can make him dance.
She gets me to, like, I'll be doing a puzzle. I've been doing this puzzle called Kakurus or something. It's like basically a crossword. And I'll be trying to do it. And then she's moving my head like this. I'm like, I'd like to play the puzzle, please. And she's just got me locked right here. And I'm just like, maybe if I give her a kiss, then she'll let me go back to play.
Maybe she's bored with puzzles. She wants you to dance and get up and do something.
Yeah, she does want me to dance. She wants me to dance.
And I was going to say, and speaking of dancing, if you want to watch videos of Stephen doing spirit dancing with Monique, you can check out his YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure he will post a link there. He's an amazing juggler, as well as you guys have already heard, he's really good at impressions.
Yeah, I did a couple impression videos and a couple it's hard for me because I'm suffering. It's hard for me to, like, let's say I say I got a Ferrari with no gas. It's like I got tons of ideas and tons of things I could be doing, but I got no energy to do anything with.
It's interesting is a lot of the most famous comedians really have a lot of problems with depression, unhappiness, stuff like that. They're very talented people. And, like Jim Carrey, for example, I think he has a lot of depression and stuff that you don't see, if you're not with him every day, you don't see that.
Well, I think what happens with comedians, I know I mentioned this, is that they work so hard to entertain people that people think that they're doing well in their life. So they're only seeing the froth, they're not seeing all the bad stuff that's happening in their life.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that Johnny Depp, trial, that it's, even being a rich celebrity is a nightmare. And that Will Smith said that he wanted to become the best actor in the world and the most famous actor and rich, and then no woman would cheat on him. Yeah. But that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Because it's about getting a woman who has a good morals and ethics and principle. That's why I came up with the 6 principles of what makes someone an objectively good. It's morals, ethics, principles, logic, compassion, and wisdom. And then you have to be dedicated if you want to be good at something. So you got to put all that together.
Cool. I got to run, brother.
Here's another bit.
I was going to say I got to run, but maybe next time we can go deep into that.
Okay. If we don't get through all the jokes, man, we got to get through all the jokes first. All right, man. You got to do what you got to do. Take care, man.
I got to keep the show on the road,
Keep the ball rolling, man. All right.
I got to keep it going. All right, brother. Thanks for coming by. Thank you. God bless you. Oh, he's already gone. All right, so let's see if Cindy can get back in. We tried to get her in earlier, and it wasn't working out. So let's see if we can get her in now. And go from there. So I talked about the clips. I talked about the new channel. I've talked about the Discord, so that is there if you want to join Discord. I think there's like over 300 people in it now, 300 and something. She's connecting to audio as well. Looks like a bell, like a Tibetan bell or something. That's like a bell and then like some prayer beads or something there. And now she's gone. She's trouble connecting. I'm thinking Tina up. I'm going to think Tina is next. Now, Tina was we just posted a podcast with her just the other day. And she just had an NDE like a week ago. I don't know if you guys have seen that. If you haven't, go check it out. But that's like probably the freshest NDE I've ever had on the channel. Like I literally had her on, I think 2 nights after she had her NDE. And that was due to what we were just speaking about, which is, well, not sleep paralysis. Hers was sleep apnea, where she has trouble breathing. And we can check in with her and see how she's doing. You know, a week out from her NDE. If she's able to make it. I don't think so.
Is it real person?
I kind of think so. It's a real person. Hello? Hey,
Can
Tina?
you hear me?
I can hear you. Hello. Who's with you today?
Yeah. Come over here. Oh my gosh.
Hey guys.
Happy birthday
Oh,
to
thank you.
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeff. Happy birthday to you. Woo!
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you guys.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm here with my besties.
Your besties?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, besties.
Hello. Here's Molly. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So last night
I was telling everybody about your NDE, that it was just like a week ago or less.
it was
What?
fresh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and say.
Oh, okay. So anyways, we're walking my dogs last night and I'm saying, I think I have a friend here at my apartment complex. A few minutes later, there she is sitting on our balcony. We start talking to her. And as the night goes,
You were there for 45 minutes?
we were there for 45 minutes. She lived in the same apartment complex as I did in Cedar City, Utah.
Wow, that's amazing.
She was born and raised in the same area of California as I was. She was born a Mormon. She moved to Cedar City, Utah. I moved to Cedar City, Utah. And we know the same people there. She's had near-death experiences.
Oh, wow. We got to get her on.
That she wants to talk to you about. And what's really weird is she knows about the tunnels underneath Disneyland and all of the like government testing and stuff like that. Like she's aware of that too. It's so weird, like how we both ended up in Tyler, Texas at the same apartment complex.
That is amazing. I mean, yeah, I definitely want to get her on because I don't know anything about the tunnels under Disney. So that will be interesting. I don't know if she knows about this. I've had 2 guests say there's an underground alien base under Los Angeles. I don't know if she knows about that. But
I've never heard that. That would make sense though.
And that would be really cool. It sounds like to me that you two may be what do they call that? You may be, gosh, why can't I think of that? In a soul group together.
Yeah, we're wondering what the heck. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock, Jeff. I was just like holding my head like, what? Are you serious? I mean, it just kept going and going, and I'm like, it's crazy. Anyways, she's an interesting character and an author. So I told her that I can't write a book. I've got carpal tunnel. I've got other issues. I'm too busy. And so I started writing my autobiography on my YouTube channel.
Cool.
And she said she'll transcribe it and write a book for me later, somewhere down the road.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What is your
Yeah.
YouTube channel, by the way? I forgot.
It's Tina B. Littleton Thomas, I think.
All
Let me
right.
look.
You may want to put it in the chat so people can find you if you want, if you guys want to check out Tina's YouTube. Do you talk about your NDE there?
Yes. So like chapter 1, the most like controversial like topic or situation that I talked about was the when I was held against my will in the desert by the cult people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like chapter 1. Like I go into like way more detail on it because a lot of people were saying this doesn't make sense, but when you hear the whole story, you'll be like, oh crap. That
Oh, wow, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put all that in there.
So how have you been processing your NDE since the last few days?
Well, honestly, I haven't had time. There's just been a lot going on, and I'm like family drama, and but I'm like embracing it this time. I'm not like, oh no, what do I do? I'm like, I know exactly what to do in this situation, what I have to do, and so I'm not getting hysterical. I'm staying neutral and making choices to protect myself and taking care of myself. And so now I've got all my friends around me.
Oh, that's cool.
And like I said, my whole life is different. I didn't even used to have friends.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Good for you that you're doing so well now.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to run to the next person. I got 2 people in line, but thank you so much for the birthday wishes. And I hope tell your friend to reach out to me. It sounds like she'd be a great guest.
Yeah, she's interested. So I'll make sure that happens.
All right. Awesome. Thanks. And have a great weekend. Have fun tonight.
All right. I will. You too. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so that was Tina, and I just posted her video a few days ago, so if you want to see that, that is there. And next we have ZG, and someone just gave me a super thanks, and I wanted to say thank you for that. Marine Mama 62, thank you so much for the super thanks, and I've seen your name there and your comments before, so thank you so much for watching and continuing watching for so long.
Hey, sorry, I didn't. Were you speaking to me?
No, I wasn't, but now I am.
Oh, okay.
I was saying to someone in the chat, but hello, welcome back.
Sorry, I think there was a delay between what I was watching and what you were saying.
That's okay. You were here, was it last week or a couple weeks ago?
I think a couple of weeks ago. I don't think it was last week.
Was it last week? Well, welcome back. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So,
what do you got new for us?
First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I do have a quick story.
Okay.
So, have you ever heard of Fatima in Portugal?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So, I don't know the whole story, but apparently some children a very long time ago, they saw Mother Mary, and then like the whole city, just for people who don't know, saw like a white light. So it's kind of like an NDE experience. It's really interesting. Anyway, so I visited there about like earlier this, I want to say about 8 months ago, and just to visit. And I wouldn't describe myself as I'm a Christian, I guess, but not super religious or anything like that, more spiritual. So I visit, I did like a prayer, and then I left. And so I kind of just thought that was done. So I've never, so sober, I have never had like visitations before.
Okay.
I've never like.
Sorry to interrupt you, but it's interesting that you clarified that by saying sober. So
yeah, sober.
So not sober. You have been visited, or what's the difference here?
The difference is, I think when you take plant medicine, a lot of people do get like see things or get visitations or have just different spiritual experiences.
Okay.
So yeah, I've had plant medicine before and have had those experiences.
Right.
But yeah, I would say just totally conscious with nothing like that. I wouldn't say I had something where I've seen something before or felt something outside of like sleep paralysis, like what that guy was talking about earlier. Okay, so anyway, so I had gone to Fatima and came back, didn't think anything of it. And then I want to say a month after I went, I was like lying in my mom's house, lying asleep. And I thought that my mom had come to the room for whatever reason and was watching over me. So I thought that maybe something happened to her, something was wrong. So I got up and I looked up and I was awake now. And I see like everything is kind of clear, like my vision is clear, except for this one place where I felt like someone was watching over me. I felt like my mom was watching over me. And that area was kind of hazy. It was like a hazy silhouette. And I like looked at it and it was as it noticed me looking at it, it cleared up. And then it happened another time. And at that point, I wasn't like asleep and waking up. I was just sitting down. So it happened twice and I didn't have like any communication or anything like that. But it was a really interesting thing that it happened 1 month after that prayer experience.
Now, was this on the roof? Like you looked up at the roof and you saw it hazy, or on the wall, or what?
No, what it felt like to me was it felt like my mom was standing by my bed and watching over me, like as I slept. And so I saw the haziness right by the bed in my mom's house, kind of like looking where it would be looking over me. And I don't know if you've ever had spiritual experiences where you felt spirits before.
I have not.
So it's really hard to describe, but it's almost like if you've ever known someone's footsteps before, when they walk in a room, you don't have to hear their voice or see them, but you kind of know their footsteps. You just have heard their footsteps over and over again. So maybe if they walk in the room at your workplace, you know it's Cindy or Mary because you've just heard that sound before. It's kind of like that. You don't have to see something like a whole image. You could just feel it and know, oh, this is like the energy of a mom, or it feels neutral, or it feels negative or positive. So yeah, so it was definitely like a neutral energy. I wouldn't say it was necessarily Mother Mary or anything like that, but it was definitely like the energy of a mom. And it was really interesting that it happened at that point. I don't know why it happened.
Well, maybe it was. I mean, you got a mother image, you know, a mother, you thought it was your mom.
I did,
and
yes.
I guess you could, from some viewpoint, you could consider Mother Mary like your mom, right? And so maybe it was her paying you a visit.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm kind of agnostic to it.
Your mother is living though, right?
Yeah, she's alive. She was sleeping I was at her house. So she was sleeping, you know. I actually got so afraid because I've heard of stories where someone passes away in their sleep and they visit, you know, their kids or so. So I actually got so afraid and I ran out of my room and I woke her up to make sure.
Wow. Well, I don't blame you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought like maybe something had happened to her. So yeah, so that was my kind of strange experience after visiting Fatima.
Maybe people, I don't know why my chat's doing crazy stuff, but maybe people in the chat, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but when we get off, maybe people in the chat will opine on that and say who they think it is. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Maybe it was
a very neutral feeling. It wasn't like, I've had spiritual experiences before where I felt like the Holy Spirit, let's say, and it was very different. It was like very peaceful and very overwhelming and very positive. This is more like neutral. And just like I felt a presence watching over me, which was nice, I guess, but I don't know who it was.
And do you think could possibly be someone else who had visited you while you were under the influence of plant medicine?
Well, I had only taken plant medicine once. And I was totally, you know, that was like a one-time experience a long time ago. So this was totally unrelated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just searching for answers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
That is interesting.
All right, well, cool. That's it.
Cool. Well, thank you for coming and sharing with us.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Don't be a stranger, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, thanks. You too.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Oh, she's gone. Sometimes the guests can do it faster than we can. All right, now we've got Stephen and Evan. Or is it Stephen or Evan? I'm not sure. We're about to find out. But I've had Stephen and Evan on before. We talked about their jewelry from Lemuria and Atlantis and about the minerals that comprise the stuff. Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Great.
Hello guys, we just had TJ on an hour ago. She was terrific. She looks like would give a lot of great information.
Yeah, oh, no, she's fantastic.
I didn't realize that you guys work together. You guys are a little low in volume. Can you turn your volume up a little bit?
Yeah, we never can do that. I will just adjust that. Mm-hmm. Bear with me.
So what are you guys going to be talking about next week during our Alien Ancestry conference?
Yeah. Evan's just fixing up the volume first up.
We'll let them get that up.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you. Again, my chat's messed up. I was going to say thank you to somebody for the super chat. Super thanks. I appreciate that. My chat's doing weird stuff. I got it fixed now. Maybe I can go back and find it. Marine Mama. I got hers. I don't know. Hopefully my wife will be able to help me find it. Are you guys still there? Oh, I lost your volume now. No volume. As they're getting ready. So, yes, this is father and son, Stephen and Evan. And I can't hear you guys. And they're doing a little... Oh, now you're back.
Oh, right. Well, I've switched to the webcam mic.
It's better. It's much better. I got volume. Yeah, you're much louder this time.
So, yeah, I'll have to see what's going on. Maybe
so I didn't realize you guys are also archaeologists. Is that true?
Yeah.
You got a... Is that where most of your scientific research is in archaeology or what?
Yeah, well, it was to begin with. That's where we started. And then it ran off into all sorts of directions. I mean, I did archaeology at uni for a couple of years. And then at the end of the second year, I did a site and I knew Egyptians were in Australia. And I presented it as my final paper. And they said, if you can't write that, you're going to have to put something else. They said, just copy something from a textbook and we'll accept it. And I wrote back and said, if I can't write that, I don't want to do the degree. So that's when I finished doing it.
Wow.
Because I knew then what they were doing. What they were trying to do is to make sure that everyone just followed the line and just obeyed what had already been said. So, yeah.
And you just said something that was very interesting for me. You said Egyptians were in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
What evidence do you have for that?
Too much.
No, it's around north of Sydney. There's actual walls with the Egyptian hieroglyphs carved in.
Really?
Oh yeah, 300. And we found more than one wall. We found 3 walls, and we found other bits elsewhere away from there, referring to what was going on there. So yeah, and then we've got bones that were actually, we think was one of the sons of Khufu. We've got one of their bones. We've got artifacts that have been analysed by laboratories and universities where 24% doesn't register on the earthly periodic table. We've got all sorts of things have been picked up.
A lot of the pharaohs had jewelry made from meteorites and tektites and things that were off planet. So it's not, well, I mean, it's special, but in that kind of trend, yeah, if that's the son of Khufu, he probably carried that with him because that's what they did. They carried off-world jewelry, basically. They formed into jewelry. So
I wonder if you know what stone this is. Someone gifted me a necklace with a green stone, I believe, and they said it was from off-world. and it's in a place. I'm in a temporary situation in my life right now, so it's somewhere in storage. Does that sound familiar to you? Some kind of off-world stone that's green?
Well, it could be, because we've got artifacts. I mean, we've got more than one artifact that is measured that doesn't register. We've got one that's 41.8%, doesn't measure up, and it's in jewelry form, and it's from a different place. It's from Angkor Wat. I think you'll find we've got rocks, we've got jewelry, we've got quite a few things we know are off-world. So the green stone,
it could be Moldavite, actually. That has a greenish tinge. Yeah. I've actually got a piece of it myself.
Maybe it's Moldavite. That kind of sounds familiar.
Yeah. Well, it could be, because honestly, they were here for a long period of time.
So you're saying that there are actual hieroglyphics in Australia? That should be indisputable. How come that?
No, it's not
out there?
No. We've got Egyptian experts with PhDs in hieroglyphs alone that have validated it's real. In fact,
I've actually found the letters, and it was the Director Generaless of the Cairo Library was in contact with one of the researchers.
And agree with it. And since then, we've got other Egyptologists who've actually seen the glyphs, and they're coming over. One's coming over next year. It's validated it too. But the Australian government, no. They won't listen to any of it. Their story is it was made by a deranged Czech, weird hippies, or could be students, and all of them don't have names. They all did it, but none of them have a name.
No one's put their hand up going, it was me.
It was me. No. They've done everything they can.
What year were these discovered?
To begin with, it's debatable. I think they were first discovered in the 1930s, but officially, according to the government, they said they found it in 1982, but we've actually worked with, and we've done interviews with, the Aboriginal Sites officer for that park at the time, and he told us, no, it was found 4 years before, and when he was taken there, he was told he'd lose his job if he told anyone about it. No, it was found well before then.
We do have a stat deck from someone that visited as a little girl in the 50s, I think.
In the 50s, we got a stat deck. She said it was in 1958, and her uncle that took it there, was the secretary of what was National Parks and Wildlife at the time, and told her, I'm taking you to an Egyptian site. So it's legit. But the government can't say that.
Is it, when you see those hieroglyphics, is it something that takes a lot of skill to be able to create them?
It's not like something. You've got perfect circles cut into the sandstone there, where there's no straight line. It's a perfect round circle. To do that, if Evan could send you pictures of it, if you were to see what was there, it's like, who was that guy that came from Gaia? Chase.
Billy Carson.
Billy Carson's was saying when he stood there, he said, look at the symmetry, the way all these things line up together. Eric von Daniken said, look at the bloody lichen in there. Some of that takes hundreds of years to grow. We've taken plenty of people there, and it's legit. Wow. It's just the government and the Lands Council that are actually sponsoring right now a subdivision around that site, so it'll be destroyed. So it's there.
All right, because that should rule out that a couple college kids couldn't have just whipped that up over a weekend for fun.
Well, they can't, because it's Proto-Egyptian. It's actually the earliest form of hieroglyphs. And Ray Johnson were working with the Cairo Antiquities. They made the first manual on Proto-Egyptian, which is the earliest form. So here's the point: the people who said, "Oh, other people did it." The manual was first published on Proto-Egyptian in about 2002. All of these people, the deranged Czech was supposed to be there in 1975. The students were there in the 1960s. What they're saying is they're putting up a form of Egyptian writing that no one had discovered, but it was known in Australia and nowhere else, and they never shared it with anyone. Well, that's just ridiculous saying it, because nobody, and someone said, oh, they took a book. No. The book wasn't even, they were putting it together in the 1990s and finally put something out, and they still don't fully understand Proto-Egyptian. I've got the manual. It's got over 4,000 hieroglyphs in it. And I've got the manual that was made up between the guy in Australia and the head person of antiquities in Egypt. And I've got handwritten letters where she said, this is right, but the government won't listen to it.
Now, the question is, how did the Egyptians get down to Australia?
Sailed.
Yeah.
Just by
What they
sailing?
did, from what we've been told, they ran down the coast of Africa through from Egypt, right? And then waited for the roaring 40s, which come through at a certain time of the year. And they basically surfed the roaring 40s to go across above Antarctica and underneath the bottom of Australia and go to an island called Kangaroo Island, or it's got a different name. So they surfed that way. So what they had to do is when they got here, they had to wait for the winds to blow the other way. So when they came here, man, it wasn't, oh, that was nice. Let's go back.
That wasn't a 2-week,
No.
day trip. But yeah, I mean, they've even found coins from the Ptolemy period up near Cairns.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of artifacts.
Little
in
artifacts
Australia.
here and there, all around.
But this one's the main one because in it, the first cartouche is actually the spelling of Nefertiti, who was a son of Khufu. And it's interesting, above it, directly above it, there's a star chart that was dated by Sydney Uni, that was dated at 4,600 years old, which is exactly the time of the reign of Khufu. And it's directly above the glyphs. And the star chart is a perfect star chart of about 15 stars in the right formation, with the larger stars in a bigger circle and the smaller ones in a smaller one. And it's a perfect map. And it even gives the time. We've got the map. It tells you it was 2,500 BC, July the 12th at 12 a.m. It told us exactly when the stars were in that position. Well, that happened to be in the exact same time when Khufu was reigning and his two sons, Nefertiti and Nefertiti, came to Australia. Yeah, we've got all that. Yeah.
Is there any evidence in the Aboriginal records of them encountering the Egyptians?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I'm an Aboriginal person. We work with elders only. We only work with elders. We went onto that place because Auntie Bev told us to come onto that place, and she told us the stories. And yes.
So yeah, if people look up Egyptians in Australia Part 2 on our YouTube channel, you'll see an interview with Auntie Bev.
And with David Fitzgerald, the guy that was the sites officer at the time, and they're both original. And she will tell you, oh yeah, they wrote that, but we had our own hieroglyphs before them. And what we're starting to think is that the Egyptians learned hieroglyphs from the original people, because the first panel there's 3 panels there. The first wall has got an 88% match up to the manual I've got, but the other 2 walls, which are larger, are only 42% Proto-Egyptian, and the rest no one can identify. So it's a fascinating place.
All right, guys, I got to change gears with you here. You guys have your conference coming up next Saturday. It's on ouralienancestry.com?
.net.
Ouralienancestry.net. It's like a all-day or 2-day conference or something.
1 day.
Yeah, it's
one
a
day
one
conference. And what will you be speaking about this conference?
Well, we're going to have a bit of a focus to the overseas.
Yeah, we do, because we just had, what we do with our conferences, we have a lot of original elders on. About half of the people on our conferences are original elders. And what we did last time is we just had all original people. So this time we're going overseas because we're basically, all of our online conferences are based around a ceremony that took place at Uluru 2 years ago, right? And that's where 15 million people around the world were meditating on Uluru, and the rock was closed down and everyone was kicked out for 2 days while the elders did ceremony. Now, the ceremonies are basically a repetition of the prophecy by the Hopis about the 2 brothers coming. Well, they said they've came. So our online conferences, what we focus on is major points about the change that's coming around this planet. And we've been particularly focused upon the Hopi prophecy of the 2 Kachinas coming. And one of the parts of that is it talks about the fact that unless people adopt the old teachings, they will not be part of the future of this planet. So what we're doing this time round is we went to America. And we're doing the old teachings that are there. So TJ will be looking at it from more of an archaeological viewpoint. And then we've got 2 other people, Paul and Phoebe, who went on a 15-year spiritual sabbatical around the world, and they met all these different elders. And what they're going to focus on is their story about the elders they met from a magical viewpoint, the things that happened there. We want to do both sides of the equation.
Yeah, we like incorporating science and magic together.
And get into a lot of trouble for it, believe me, I can assure you, in mainstream. They kill us for it. They've written, people with PhDs have written articles about us as pseudo-archaeologists. But we've got to remember, we only go onto country when the elders call us up. We don't barge onto anyone's country unless we're invited on, because we do this our way. I'm an original too. I've been given many ceremonies, so has Evan. So we're bound to old way rules. So when we're asked on and we go to these different places, that's what we talk about. So what we'll be talking about, they're going to be talking about off there. And we're going to be talking a little bit about things like this. This is a piece of petrified wood that's been cut.
Wow.
And being cut like that. Now, the interesting part is you think about this and you look at this piece here that's been cut, and there's a beautiful sharp mark that goes around there. And you say to yourself, how can original people who just had stick, stone, bone technology make these things? And the answer is you can't do that. This rock here, the Smithsonian has said is unique in the world. And each side has got mathematical stories that have been put on it and cut into it. Now, it's got a coat on top that's been placed on there. How are we supposed to have done that if all we had was a bone, a stick, and a fire, and a rock, and we banged it together and made this? No, we didn't. So what we're going to be talking about on this one is we're going to be talking about these rocks, which were involved in the ceremony at Uluru a couple of years ago.
Which have also been found all around the world.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And we've got some from Oregon that are very similar to these that were sent to us.
The Bosnian Pyramids.
Bosnian Pyramids. All over the place, these rocks have been found. And they're the first language because it's all mathematical. We're going to be talking about those rocks, and we're going to be talking about the amazing technological anomalies there. But we're also going to be talking about the fact that there's magic inside these rocks, and we're now trying to prove it. Because what we also do is we've got our online conference, but we also have workshops on our farm where we put the rocks in formation. And what I've asked people to do, and we've done one of these, and we're doing another one the week after this one that we're talking about now, we asked people to fill in a sheet. And so far, 33 people have filled in a sheet, and every one of them had palpable reactions between the rocks. Like a lady came yesterday, and we put her inside the rock formation of 70-odd rocks there, and she hobbled in. And she told us the day before, she thought to herself, I can't live with this pain any longer. I feel like I want to finish my life. She told me in the finish, she spent 10 minutes inside those rocks, and there was a clunk at the finish where the whole of her back was realigned. And now she can walk perfectly. And she swears that the rocks, she's been to everyone, but since she was born, she was like this. She's been in constant pain. 10 minutes inside that rock, and she got up and said, look, I can stand up properly. I can walk. I can't feel pain. These rocks have been woken up by the change that's taking place in this planet. And we're going to talk about what these rocks are doing and why they're participating in this ceremony that happened a couple of years ago at Uluru, where that rock was turned on and the planet is now healing itself.
Wow.
And of course,
that sounds great. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to run. I got 2 people waiting on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, if you guys want to check out their conference, it's ouralienancestry.net. Next Saturday if you're in North America, next Sunday if you're in north of the equator. North of the equator, it'll be next Saturday. If you're south of the equator, then it'll be next Sunday. But it was nice. It was nice seeing you guys checking in with me, and
Thank you.
Check in again for the next one.
Definitely.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
About ancient Egypt. All right, guys.
Yeah,
I hope you have a great conference.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I want to get back to this because I haven't seen them, but Flowering Ananda, thank you so much for the super thanks. And Raksha Andreasen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And #Truth is Treason, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. All right, so Cindy is here. Maybe we'll get it to work this time. I hope so. We'll see what's going to happen. So I think that was pretty cool. That is very interesting that Egyptian hieroglyphics are found in Australia, and he appears to be, or they appear to be, theorizing that the Egyptians learned hieroglyphics from, I guess, the Aboriginals in Australia. So you guys can see what you think about that. Again, thank you all for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you being here. And let's see what is going on with Cindy's connection this evening. And where are we at on people here? Let me see. 277. All right, great. That means that 2.7 of you guys should be waiting to jump in here with me. And I just put it as a 1%. And let's see. I'm going to put you back into the waiting room, Cindy. I'm not kicking you out. I'm just going to move on to Friendly Alien and see who the Friendly Alien is. This will be very interesting to see who it is. Is it possible this is a real alien? I mean, wouldn't that be amazing if we had a real alien with us on the podcast? Alien, are you there?
There once was a planet named Earth that was going through. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm a friendly alien.
Hello, Friendly Alien. I recognize your voice.
Oh, what do you mean? Are you going to let me read this?
Yes, go ahead.
There once was a planet named Earth that was going through a rebirth. A kind man and his wife started posting at night fascinating stories of experiencers' insights. At first it was a trickle, putting normies in a pickle, but soon others started to listen. People shared stories of peace and life after life. Normies started sharing night after night. That was many years ago, and this is how the story goes. In the sands of Mars, we found a drive. Our whole planet was excited for it to arrive. The title read JeffMara Podcast. Our ships brought it back to broadcast. What could be in these stories that kept being shared and brought peace to the universe and even here? It humbled us, it made us think, it made us expand our hearts in a wink. So the first baby born in our planet this day, we welcome and bless him in many ways. We call him JeffMara to remember our tomorrows, spread stories of good cheer, and awaken your members every day of the year. Happy birthday, Jeff.
Wow. Bravo, bravo. That was amazing. And there's an alien. Thank you.
There's your little baby, JeffMara.
That's
there
so cool.
Go. So there
That's
you go.
Okay.
Never
Great
say
job. That was amazing.
Never say you didn't get an alien baby for your birthday.
Yeah. That's so cute. Where did you get that?
Anyway, have a great day. I'm
Thank
signing
you.
off.
Thank you very much, Typo. That was Typo, everybody. And she's gone. The Friendly Alien. That was so cool. All right, Cindy. Let's see if we can get Cindy in. And I got about 10 minutes-ish until I finish. I technically finish at 9 in 10 minutes. But if, people keep showing up, I keep going. And for those of you who are here regularly, you probably already know that. So we'll just see who's, what we have left and who will show up in the last few minutes. So that was great. That was really cool. And, what's so funny is, again, I've mentioned that tomorrow's podcast, I thought the guest gave a really moving, powerful sharing of his experience. And I hope you will enjoy that. I enjoyed it. And, not everybody here everybody here is for maybe for all the subjects that I put on the show, and some people may be for certain things. Some people may come for NDEs, some people may come for UFOs, some people may come for whatever. But it was a really, I think you'll find this, that you'll really like this one. And on that note, hopefully Cindy will be able to get in. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. Every now and then, and especially those of you that have been there from the beginning here, you'll notice that every now and then we'll get a guest and it takes forever for them to connect, if that's the right word to say. So what's going on? What's in the chat here? What is in the chat while we're waiting? Anything? Oh, there she is. See? We've got her. We finally did it. We just need to hear her now. So we'll have to wait a minute. If you're watching me on YouTube and watching, it takes a minute to connect your audio. So we'll just wait till your audio connects. Sometimes that happens, but at least we got you now. And we get to see what's going on. And now I can see, it's interesting. I think her camera was on the other side and we were looking in the opposite direction. And now we see in this direction. So if you're listening on YouTube, it's going to just take a minute. You'll see eventually it'll say audio is connecting. And then we'll have her on. And she's probably watching and seeing what's happening. I just need to, thank you, David. Lindsay. It'll just take a minute. Sometimes it does that. You're not the only one. So, again, I have 3. Oh, I thought she was on. I have 3 NDEs in a row this week. I'll let everybody know what's coming up for the week. I have 3 NDEs in a row. Tomorrow will be the UFO one. On Monday will be an NDE that I recorded this morning. And then tomorrow I have Ann Tucker. And Ann, I can maybe hopefully tell you guys quickly what I'm going to speak with Ann about. I thought she was here. I'm surprised. I think I'm spelling that properly. I'm looking through my emails to find her. No, I haven't. Should I read that? Okay. 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 Yeah. All right, so we're still waiting for your audio to connect. And I was trying to find out about my guest, Ann Tucker. What am I going to be speaking with Ann about? I know that I'm recording, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 NDEs in a row. So it's going to be a busy NDE week next week. Let me go back and find that. Oh, Sansi Array. Thank you so much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. Let's see. It's not there. It's just, I think it's just taking a while for her audio to connect. Oh, there she is. I think I found her. Ann Tucker. No, that's not her. I could have sworn I have her. And so for some of you guys that do or do not know, some of the guests I reach out, for different people and ask them to be guests. And then some people just approach me. And then I also work with different, some book publishers they'll send me their guests, and some other public PR people, public relations people will actually now I work with to get their guests on as well, or they'll send me guests. And we have, all of a sudden it got busy. So I'm not sure why her audio hasn't started yet. let me see here. Let me catch this back up in here. All is well. Thank you very much for the super thanks. Thank you very much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. And we'll wait a minute and see if it'll get on. And I was trying to tell you who that guest is, and so I can't seem to find it. Anyways, a lot of times on my Monday recordings, this woman that she sends me guests, and then it's used to be almost every Monday, but now they're not every Monday anymore. But I thought like that was from her, but I can't remember that. So I'll search one last thing, and then I may have to go on while I'm waiting for Cindy to see if we can get on. While I'm telling you guys what's coming up for the week. Okay, here we go, and let's see if it is from her. Dates for May and June. And I'm not seeing, so it may not be from her. It may actually be another NDE, and I just have to gonna look. It's a little bit difficult because it's also, I have so many different ways people contact me. I should just kind of put it down to one email, but they contact me either directly on Facebook personally, they contact me on the JeffMara Facebook page, they contact me on 2 different email addresses. And now that I'm thinking of Facebook, if you like, you can join the JeffMara Facebook page, as well as you're welcome to friend me on Facebook, and it's under my last name, Jeff Reynolds, and it shows a picture of me and my wife dancing in the little avatar. And I think on the main picture, it'll show like a bunch of satellite dishes that I took of in New Mexico. I think everybody can have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I have a bunch more, so you're welcome to friend me there. All right, Cindy, please do not be offended. I'm going to put you back into your waiting room and take Galaxy S8, and then I'll come back for you, and hopefully it'll be working when I come back for you, okay? It's probably on a delay for her. So let's get Galaxy S8. And Galaxy S8 seems familiar. And I'm pretty sure I've had Galaxy on. I have an idea who it is, but we'll find out here. If it's going to work. Maybe Zoom's slow today. I don't know. It may be something weird going on. But I was telling you about Ann Tucker. I hear the person. We've got sound. Let me click Ask to Start Video. Tony, thank you very much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Galaxy S8, are you there? There's Galaxy S8. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Sorry, I was not expecting to go on.
You're here. Have you been on before?
No, never.
You have not. All right. Well, welcome. Who are you and where are you from?
Joanne Mondragon. I am from Fontana, California.
All right, Joanne, welcome. Thank you for joining us. What do you have to share today?
Well, first, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And then, well, to share, I just thought of a story. It's not NDE, but I thought it was a little bit spiritual. I'll start with my personal story first. When I was born, I've always had a condition where one of my legs is longer, and as I've grown older, it's become progressively more visible. So doctors didn't know what was going on. I was around 8 years old. I remember I was going back and forth at Kaiser, and just doctors had no idea what was wrong with me.
You have a longer leg than the other, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Do you wear a heel lift, or did you?
I did when I was little, but my mom just wanted to get to the root condition. we had no idea what was causing the issue. So that's why I was visiting a lot of doctors, and I remember I would have like 6-7 doctors in my room at once, just looking at me like a lab rat. And it became really disheartening, traveling back and forth to different doctors, different specialists, and nobody had an answer for me. I was starting to develop something that I know is port wine stain. At the time, I had no idea what that was. Port wine stain is something, it looks like a bruise. But when it first started developing in my skin, it looks dirty. It looks like you've been playing with the dirt. It looks dirty. It looks like you just gotta clean it off. In my innocent mind, I had no idea this was port wine stain, and I just wanted this stain off of my leg. I remember I was scrubbing it, and suddenly I got this download. Basically, what I can describe it as. I saw a vision. I saw a beautiful girl. She was in her 20s. She was on a boat. And I instantaneously knew that that was me in another life. And I knew that that woman was full of vanity. And I knew that she couldn't see past her beauty. You know, she was very superficial. I have no idea how I knew this. Like I said, I was around 8 years old. And it was just something that I saw visually. And at the same time, like I said, it was almost like an instantaneous download that I just knew that I had chosen this life, and I knew that I had chosen this condition. I had no idea what this condition was. About 10 years later, when I was 18, I was officially diagnosed with my condition. It's called KTS, Klippel Trenoré syndrome. And all that is, I have extra veins on my right leg. And that is what has progressively caused my leg to continue to grow, one, in length, and two, it's just bigger. You know, it's just naturally bigger, and it's going to continue. So I just thought it was a beautiful experience that I had when I was around 8 years old. I didn't understand it. I never questioned it, but I think I just needed that at that time because I had no idea what was going on. Doctors had no answers. You know, I think I just needed that for myself, and I forgot about that experience. As I grew, I started getting bullied because of my KTS. That tiny little stain started developing. I would love to show you almost. My KTS, my port wine stain now it's very big. It's around my ankle. It's very bruised. Sometimes it kind of oozes a little bit. And I was just very traumatized spiritually, emotionally by my experience getting bullied and not understanding the condition for so long until it progressed that, you know, there's no going back. The damage is done. And I always tried to hide my condition. Always tried to hide it up until recently. Just on this journey, you know, trying to overcome and heal some of my issues. And I just recently remembered around 2 years ago, I finally had the courage to wear shorts out in public. I refused to. And when I was finally able to do that, I finally remembered that vision, that download that I had when I was 8 years old. And where I am now, I don't know, I think it's a beautiful journey. There are many other stories that I have, but I just thought that was something personal that was fun to share. And I don't know, something you can't explain, you know, like you just can't explain it. It's something I just knew instantaneously.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us. Did you ever discover the reason why you decided you wanted to experience that this lifetime?
During that download, it was basically I wanted to overcome that. I wanted to get past that being superficial that I was in that lifetime. I was beautiful, you know, I thought I was beautiful. I thought I was on top of the world. I had that energy about me where I think I was just very superficial. And honestly, it's only one lesson. There are many others, but pertaining to my leg, I knew it was just that. I had to overcome that. And I guess just coming to the acceptance, like, you know what, we're all beautiful. We all have our own story. And it sounds like such an easy, basic lesson, but it's taken me 32 years to finally get through. And I hope I can get through other people. I think I have. Just sharing my experience. I felt very depressed. I don't know. Honestly, I think it's just an emotional thing. It's just having to overcome ourselves and those beliefs that we put upon ourselves. Truly, we hold ourselves back. And I think I'm finally coming out of that, where I don't want to hold myself back. And I just want to show the world that not be ashamed, not be embarrassed. There are things that I have to do differently for my sake, like for my health, for my emotional health, and just for my physical health, for my KTS. Like something simple, like having to use a wheelchair at Disneyland. I have a family. That was a little bit embarrassing for me. And it was a small thing that I had to overcome. And honestly, just stepping out of that, accepting myself, accepting my condition, learning my lesson that, you know what, my beauty is in here. And hopefully someone will see that. It's not external. And I've learned that now.
Well, I was going to
And
say,
we all do.
I was going to say I can't see your leg, but from what I can see from the shoulders up, you're a beautiful woman. So
I almost want to show you just because I just want to put myself out there.
do
I truly
you
overcome it.
you said you had to use a wheelchair. Is it you have difficulty walking because of this syndrome?
My leg is about 2 inches. There's about a 2-inch difference.
Okay.
So just a lot of walking is just hurtful. It hurts my hip. There's a lot of issues.
Right.
But also I just swell. Like I said, I have extra veins. So my leg is constantly swollen. I have to wear a stocking, compression stocking, to help. But just a whole day of walking, I can't handle it. So it was just, like I said, it's something small, but it was something that I did have to overcome. Like, hey, we all have limits.
Okay.
No matter what.
You
we all have limits.
Are you wearing a heel lift now?
Oh my gosh, I am actually not. I just started.
Not literally now, but now that, in general.
I have the prescription, but I haven't gotten it yet.
Or special shoes, because I think I've seen people that they'll have one shoe with a really thick sole to kind of balance them out.
I honestly need it, and that's just my lack of responsibility right now that I haven't gotten that done. But yes, it's necessary. I do need it.
All right. I was going to say, generally, I look at leg lengths because I'm a chiropractor, and I look at people's hips and stuff because it's just obvious for me to looking at bodies all the time. But I'm pretty sure the average public, if you were wearing pants where they wouldn't see your legs swelling, the average person would have no idea that one leg is longer than the other, especially if you were wearing a heel lift.
Yeah, no. If I was wearing one, I'm sure they couldn't. But now, you can tell. You can tell that it's visibly bigger, a little bit more voluptuous, but it's all good,
Well, good. I think you seem like I said, I think you're handling it well, and nobody is perfect. And again, of course, you're still a beautiful woman. So just, one leg's a little longer than the other,
Yes, like I said, I think it's something so simple. It truly is. It sounds so simple, but sometimes we just allow ourselves to get caught up in our heads. And even though I had that beautiful experience when I was around that age, around 8, when I was full of confusion, and I think that's the reason I had it. I needed that guidance, and I needed to know that I was okay. But during that time, I forgot about it. I honestly forgot about it, and has been one of my hardest journeys to overcome during this lifetime. Is just accepting myself. And like my mom wanted me to hide when I would try to wear shorts and come out in public. My mom wanted me to hide, so it became something that I truly became ashamed of. And it was silly. I wasted so much time, and I hope other people don't waste so much time, thinking about superficial things that does not matter.
Right. Well, it appears to me that you've come to acceptance and you're moving beyond this now and moving on with your life, which is great.
Yes, I sure hope so.
That's
where
awesome.
it feels it's headed.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share that tiny glimpse of my story and
thank
my
you.
path.
Thank you,
I had
because
no
without
idea what's going on.
Well, thank you, because I'm just giving you the opportunity, but with your sharing, you're the person that's helping people. So we all thank you, because without you, we wouldn't, get to benefit from your experience. So thank you.
You so much. I wish I was better prepared. And
That's okay.
but thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for joining us. Come back and tell us some other stories sometime.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, she's gone already. All right, don't report. Now, I've been moving Cindy in and out. Let's see if we can move her in and it's going to be working. And I missed a couple super thanks while I saw them kind of pop in over my monitor over here. I'm pretty sure my wife will tell me who it is, but for whoever sent those, thank you guys very much for that. I appreciate that. And I'll get your name when I can, when she gives them to me. Let me see if I can scroll through here real quick and see who I missed. Julie Lopez, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And Typo, thank you very much. Thank you, Typo. I appreciate it. And I got Tony. All right. So hopefully Cindy's will work again. And I initially made a post. Well, I'll talk about that later. And thank you again to all the people for the happy birthday wishes. I really appreciate you guys being here, sharing my birthday with you. You guys are my second family. I spent earlier in the day with my first family, obviously, and here it's great to be with you guys, my second family. So I appreciate you spending my birthday with me. And let's see if Cindy is, she's still having a little trouble. So I'm going to put her back into the waiting room, and I know Typo should be able to pop in easily. So we'll get Typo in and see what she is up to. Happy birthday wishes. And we'll see where she's at. And I'm going to tell Typo about something here.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hello, your screen's, there you go, you're back. Thank you. Oh, there you are.
Hi there. I've been on the road all day, so I'm incognito.
Where have you been traveling to today?
My 15-year-old took my day on an extended 15-year-old entertainment day with bring me to the beach, bring me here, bring me there with all her friends. And
cool.
They were so darn happy. It's nice and warm here in Boston. That doesn't happen.
It looks like the way you're dressed, it looks like it still may be cold there.
You know, isn't that so true? I'm so used to wearing sweaters that I actually just didn't even get it out of the sweater routine. So what the heck? Anyway, I just couldn't miss. I just had to make the end of the show to say happy birthday, Jeff. Did you have a good birthday today?
I did. And it was, what made it even better was that you guys spent it with me.
Yay, cool.
Yeah. So it was good. Yeah, it was really good, actually. So I enjoyed spending it with you. Obviously, it won't be the same exact day next year, but it will be close. So we'll get to, kind of celebrate it again, even though it's not the same day.
Well, I've heard on other planets on May 21st, every single year they remember you. So word gets out. Who knows?
Let me ask you this. Every now and then when I walk into my room or I walk somewhere and I see the clock, I see 5:21. My birthday. Ooh. Why do I see that so often? What do you guys think? Is that an angel reaching? Is that an angel reaching out to me, or is it just coincidence, or what? But it's pretty common that I see 5:21.
I would say I would love to hear what others think because we have 200 people listening, and I always love to hear what everyone says because they're so insightful. But since it's 5:21 and that's your birthday, I'm assuming there's a part of you, even though you don't mention reaching out and having connection. I think if you were asking my opinion, I would say, I think it's your higher self saying, good job, buddy. Good great was every time you're reaching people in the future, you don't even know where your videos are gonna go.
Yeah.
And just telling you're doing a great job as a as a man and a husband and a father and all that great stuff. Yeah, I think it's, what do you think?
I don't know, and I've got to tell you the second part of it, which may be a weird part of it. The two numbers I see all the time, and it's not all the time, obviously, 521, and I see 911.
Well,
that probably just threw I was gonna say that probably just threw you through a loop, because that's not a positive thing, saying 911. But those are the two numbers I see.
I think it's wonderfully positive. I think it's wonderfully positive. That means we're going through an awakening for humans. Remember, we've been hearing about this time for writers like Penny Kelly. Like, I can't even go through the list of people that wrote books in the 70s and 80s talking about this few years and what our awakening would be like, and what we are afterwards. Like, I have about 10 authors downstairs, contemporary authors in the 70s and 80s, that wrote about what we're going through right now. And I know that, like, we just haven't even, we're in the middle of an avalanche of awakening that's gonna blow people's minds, and you're doing it, and you with your video camera and uploading this magnificent show, and the amount of time that you and Mara donate just to get these shows up. It blows my mind that you have done such a great job. So when I see 911, I think that's bigger than a building. That's an awakening. It's an emergency. And you took up the horn and started doing this. And really, it's just fabulous. Regular people calling in so that we really, we're at 25 million near-death experiencers. You bring ghosts and crop circles and regular everyday people that can call from their house, which it's hard for regular people to get a platform and just open up. Yeah. So you are showing the world what kind of people are in their living rooms all over the world. You have people from Africa and Australia and just everywhere. So when I see 911, I see spiritual emergency, and you are part of the flood. And you know what might be really fun for you to do in secret without telling a soul? Nobody listen now. This is a secret. Ready? Shh. When you wake up one morning of your choosing, just tell your higher self or your guides or whoever you want to do the magic. Tell them to ask them to show you in a way that only you would know that they are listening, and that they are listening, and by showing you actively in your 3D reality in a way that no one else would understand but you. And then give it a couple of days and watch what happens. And people do that all the time. I do it constantly just because I like the chuckle. I'll be going down the street and I'll see it and I'll go, thanks. I know you heard me. I know you did that just for me. And there's no one I can tell, because it sounds so crazy, that I know the universe is listening. So do that, and then see if 521 shows up, right before something cool or right after something cool.
That's a good idea. What's interesting is, I don't know who I was talking to, because it's so many guests every day, but I've been thinking I usually find pennies on the ground. I think it was because a lot of guests will say, oh, if you find dimes all the time, it's like your angel, whatever. I find mostly pennies, sometimes quarters, sometimes dimes. But I'd been thinking about it lately after speaking to one of my guests, and one of my guests told me, look at the date. Maybe the dates will mean something. But overall, it's been an increase in finding money on the ground. So I'm also wondering if someone's reaching out to me that way.
Maybe they're confirming your energy is going in the right direction. And there may be, because I think, especially nowadays, people really worry about their retirement, about their future, even if it's not an active thought. It's in the back of your mind, you know? And so the universe giving you value in when it happens to me, I see I'm on the right track. It's showing me, you know, things will come, things will be fine. Right. So yeah, keep it up. I hope you find dollars in it. And then it starts to be such a problem. You open your front door and there's just dollars around, and you know, you have to pick them up.
There's just checks in the mailbox.
Yeah, like, oh, another one. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Put it in the back closet, you know?
Where'd you go? Oh, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
So how is everything going on Discord? Because, you know, for those of you that are there, and I don't know if you're, you know, aware of this or not, if you're not on Discord, you get on Discord, and in the services room, Typo's there, other people are there doing healing and tarot readings and other stuff. How has that been going?
It is so much fun, and I'll be there tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it. And please come on in and join us. And especially if you have a sore somewhere, like you're kinky, your back sore, something, you hit your ankle or something. Not that I'm wishing people don't feel good, but if you do, please come on in, because then we get to do it together. And it will be what's the time? 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow, Sunday.
All right,
so go for it.
Awesome. And I see that it's getting bigger. I looked the other day, I'll look here real quickly, that the Discord still growing. Let's see, there's 11 there. It's up to like 328 people.
Wow, so it's still an intimate group. Wonderful. And Merlin said he'll be in too. So he does really fun, fast. If you want a full-blown one, he does full-blown tarot. That's great fun. So please join in. It's just it's hard to find to get exposed to. Like, I do energy clearing. People don't know. They don't even know what energy clearing is. And then after they go through it, they feel lighter. They just feel like they're not carrying the baggage around that they've carried around for 50, 60 years. And they learn how to put protection around them, so that they don't have to worry about nasty, negative entities or experimenting. They learn how to do protection. All of that is totally free. And you know what? I hope that grows, and you have tons of people in your Discord as time goes by. But I kind of like the fact that we get to know each other now while it's intimate. So 300 people, anybody, come on in.
Well, it's interesting that you said the word your Discord, and really I feel like it's everybody's Discord. It's there. I'm almost never there. It's you guys that are there. It's almost the Discord for you guys, because you guys are the ones that are, you know, you're kind of running it. You're doing your services. Everybody's chatting. Everybody's getting along well. No one's complaining. So it's almost there for you and everybody watching. It's, you know, it's a place for you to hang out. Do you hang out there very often besides this when you're doing the healings?
I did for not the last couple of weeks. I haven't been in, but prior to that, I was in, and probably I'll continue. What really happens is about September, when people are in the house more, like around here, we're snowed in. Yeah. That's the time that I'll be in a lot. But during the summer, I think just in general, people probably taper off and do it a little less during because we have, where I live, you have to really, these 12 weeks are like, you have to suck up all the vitamin D you can possibly get. Right. So September.
I was going to say, where I live, this is the time where we all stay indoors because it's too hot and we want to be in the air conditioning. So maybe the people in the Sun Belt will be more active.
Yeah, maybe they'll take up our spots while we're not there as much, and in September we'll take over yours. Yeah. Hey, you want to hear something funny for your birthday?
Sure.
I was gonna put a mask on and come in, but after I got the mask, I thought maybe I would make you scared that it was a weirdo going on the video.
That's interesting. That might have good thinking, because we had all that trouble before.
Right. So because of that, I texted Mara. And I said, shh, it's a secret. Text me because I'm trying to do something, and I want you to know. She was such a doll. You know, every time I texted her a thing, she texted back like the sweetest, wonderful things, and she kept it a secret, I think. Did she keep it a secret?
Yeah, because I knew that you reached out to her initially, and I passed your number along, and I said, okay, whatever you guys do, don't tell me. Just keep it from me. And she did. So it's great.
Thank you, Mara, behind the scenes. You're terrific, and we appreciate you very, very much.
She's on a time delay. She'll hear that in about 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. Well, couldn't wish you a happier birthday.
Thank you
I'm
so
delighted
much.
at what you created. You just floor me. This week, like I can't tell you how many times at night, right before I go to bed, I just need something to like forget the day, forget my real life. And I put one of, like, you're a woman. I can't even bring them up. It's too late to bring them up. All week, you've just been putting the best people up. It's so much fun. So thank you for your great effort to get these stories out to everybody. Really, really appreciate you.
Well, thank you. You know, and the one thing is, and the guest will probably confirm this, that with all my guests, I probably am the opposite. Well, all my NDE guests, I try to know as little about them before I ever even have them on. I tell them I like to discover you at the same time as the audience does. Therefore, I'll have the same questions they have. And it's more fun for me. If I know everything, it's boring for me. So I never know. I'm in real time when I'm recording them. I'm just like you guys. I have no idea how these are going to turn out. I don't know much about the guests. I know enough to be able to introduce them to the audience, and enough to feel like, okay, this will be a fit for my audience. But beyond that, I really don't. Like I said, if you can consider that, even though my recordings aren't live with you guys, but when I'm recording with the guests, sometimes or most of the time with the NDEs, I know very little about them.
Oh, that's just great, because your story, then your questions are really genuine, much like a watcher.
Right. Yeah, and I feel like I'm more authentic with the person because I don't know them, and I don't know their story. Right
on. Well done. Whatever you are doing, just keep it up, because it's just wonderful to watch. And for anyone that is considering calling in, or anyone, by the way, you guys, the night after they put up the video the video of their live show, I always go in the next day to put links in for Discord and see what people wrote, because I can't read it when I'm talking. And a lot of times I come in like right after I do dinner for the family. So I miss it all, and I read it all after you post it and put comments in. So if Mini Rapunzel, you rock. If I miss people in there, like, you're all awesome, like Merlin, like you're all awesome. So if just to let you know, if you get a message from me after, it's because I read your thing and I'm saying thank you, and I'm grateful for your friendship.
Cool.
So with that, have a great night. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And we'll talk later. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And I lost Cindy. She's not here. And maybe she'll just try again next week. Let me see if I can catch up on some of these super thanks. Do you know how many?
I didn't try, but there are super.
There's some that came through, so I want to acknowledge that. Okay, let me see here. Antoinetta Dimano. Thank you so much, Antoinetta. I really appreciate it. And that is the super thanks I'm speaking of. I thought I maybe saw something flash in the corner of my eye, but I'm not sure. I'll kind of look. Tanya, thank you very much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. Lisa Myers, thank you so much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. Julie Lopez, thank you very much for the super thanks. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you guys all for spending my birthday with me. I was trying to reach a goal to beat my my best ever, and I didn't beat it, but that's okay. You know, what was more important is you know, that you guys came and shared my birthday with me, and I really appreciate that, and really appreciate you guys, because without you guys, you know, if nobody watched, then there would be no podcast. So, you know, you guys are important to the podcast. And, you know, I just love and appreciate you all. So I'm thankful for you all. And, let me see. Do we have anything else? Do I have anything else that we need to say before we go? Again, thank you guys for all the super thanks, the donations, the gifts. I really appreciate it. All your birthday wishes, all your kind comments, not only here, but a lot of you commented on the video and on my community post. I'm thankful for that, and I appreciate you all. And you know, I wish you the best. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will have another podcast up for you tomorrow night. And thanks again, and take care.